Yep, it's Per back with another video, and last night I just got done watching Doom Patrol Season 1, Episode 14. We got one more episode left after this one. Like, I'm just gonna say the normal. If you're new to this channel, hit that sub button. You know what I'm saying? If you like this episode, hit that like button. You know, show me some love. And let's get right to this video, because man, if you haven't been watching Doom Patrol, I don't know what you're doing right now. I love how on the nose this show is, and like how it pokes fun at itself, and it talks about the streaming service. Like, this shit is so genius, man. But pretty much starts off, you know, in Chicago of 46, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much we get a lot more backstory on Mr. Nobody. We learn that he actually had a love interest, you know, and you know, he fell in love with this girl and was trying to do everything to please her and whatnot, and just wasn't good enough for her. And you know, it's really interesting, you know, very mysterious, but very simple. Like, he just fell in love with this girl, and then we end up going back to the Doom Patrol. They try to find the beer hunter, because he's the only one that knows how to track down Niles, and they're still on the path to find Niles and whatnot. But Rita gets the idea, yo, we gotta go find the beer hunter, because that's the only way. So they go to what is it, Danny's town, whatever, where it's like an imaginary world, whatever, that only certain people are able to come in contact with. They find the beer hunter, and he says, like, I have nothing to do with that shit anymore. He kind of retired, but he ends up getting away. You know, so Danny ends up talking to them, saying like, oh, you need to find the white space. And Flex Metallo knows a lot more about this. But before I get into that, just to let you know where Cyborg's at. You know, he's sitting there in the hospital with his dad, and they're just having back and forth, but they ultimately kind of just have a falling out. You know, that's pretty much, you know, Cyborg's whole gist of this. And you know, he ends up going to help the team. But back at Danny's town, you know, Flex Metallo says, like, you guys gotta focus, and they literally have to hop into a cartoon, a comic book, I should say, which is so dope, man. The creativity that goes into the show it's insane. So Flex Metallo, like, starts to flex and whatnot, uses powers, but he does something ridiculous, bro. This is the most absurd scene I've ever seen. Like, pretty much, he accidentally makes everybody in the town pretty much like come pause. It's just the way it plays out. It's just funny as shit. And like, fucking, it doesn't affect Cliff obviously, but he just saying, like, he's even like, what the fuck. But they end up hopping into the comic, and they're all in their individual, you know, different memories and stuff. And Mr. Nobody's already at work, and he kind of gives them the ultimatum, like, stop looking for Niles so you can stay in these memories. Pretty much stay in this world. You don't have to worry about nothing. You don't have to worry about struggling. You can stay in this little memory and whatnot. But man, Diana Guerrero, man. Diana Guerrero, she is a fucking fantastic actress, man. She brings it 110% every role, man. It's just amazing how she could just flip it on. It's like her personalities are like an off and on switch. It's incredible, man. She doesn't get enough credit. But they ended up fighting back. They ended up finding where Mr. Nobody is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this little world, this little his inner interdimensional pocket, whatever. But Rita gets the idea, like, hey, I'm going to narrate this, and he even makes it. Mr. Nobody's like, oh, this doesn't. That's not how it works, and it's actually starting to work as they think it's starting to work. Mr. Nobody starts showing himself, and shit's about to go down. Mr. Nobody is ready to fight, but he is shortly greeted by Dr. Harris, who's one of Jane's personalities. And what Dr. Harris does is pretty much bring out his love interest. I'm trying to blank on her fucking name. I should have wrote this down, but you know, he gets distracted by that. Then Cyborg comes out of nowhere, blasts the fuck out of Mr. Nobody, and here they thought they won, but it's pretty much far from over, because they ended up having to go back to around Doom Manor, and it's so much chaos back in town. They have to fight this big ass robot, which is so cheesy but so funny at the same time. And what happens when they fight this robot is pretty much they die. And what ends up happening is, you know, they die multiple times, so they're pretty much stuck in this ongoing cycle because of Mr. Nobody. They thought they won, but they're still being manipulated by Mr. Nobody. And this is why I said Mr. Nobody is super OP, bro. Like, he doesn't even he's done more with his powers than Thanos has with the Infinity Gauntlet. Like, it's incredible. But I really like how this ended. How it ended on a cliffhanger about Niles coming out with a deep dark secret, having something to do with why they all are the way that they are, and he is directly responsible. And I cannot wait to find out exactly what he did. So we got one more episode left. What do you guys think about this episode? I thought this was a solid episode. Great series overall. But until the next video, I'll check you out later. Peace.
If everything I did failed, which it doesn't, it actually succeeds. But if everything I did failed, just the fact that I'm willing to fail is an inspiration. People are so scared to lose that they don't even try. Like, one thing that people can't say is they can't say, I'm not trying. I'm not trying my hardest. I'm not trying to do it the best way that I know how.